Alright class, so in this video we're going to look at creating a simple title slate in After Effects with some animated text, an animated shape that's parented to a text layer, and we're also going to use a silhouette or a stencil to hide or mask some text as it comes in as well. Alright, we started with a placeholder that we brought in from Premiere, and we're going to jump into After Effects now and get some animation created. Let's go. So here we are in After Effects. You can see I've got some text. Very simple. Does it get any simpler than your title here? And I can go ahead and shut. You can see there's like a transparency. You might be familiar with that from Photoshop. If you like the black background, you can click right here. Toggle transparency on and off. Transparency grid. We'll keep it there like that. Okay. So we've got some text. Let's go ahead and start animating your title. So before I go though with this, I actually want to animate the shape layer with your title. So I could do this either way. It doesn't matter which way I do this. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this little squiggly tool here. And I'm going to drag that down and select the shape layer like this. So what that did was, you can see here, shape layer 3. So that means your title is now parented to shape layer 3 with all of the animations that I'll do. Whether it's scale, position, rotation, it will go with it. So it's parented to it. Okay? Let's shut these off for now. We'll come back to that. So from here, 8 frames, 6 frames, let's go out, say 10 frames. That's good. And we'll say position, because that's where I want it to stop when it's in. We'll come back to the beginning, and we're going to drag it from the roof. And you can see how they both go together. I'm going to drag that right up off the screen like so. Nice. So that pops in. Then I want here to pop in after that. But before I do that, let's go ahead and create a mask so that here gets hidden. Okay? So make sure everything is deselected. We're going to come up here and use our rectangle tool, and it doesn't matter the color, and I'm just going to drag a box. I'm just going to drag a box like so. Looks good. And then make sure you grab your selection tool. Okay? Now that we've got that, let's go ahead, and since it's right above here, whoop, let's get rid of this here. There we go. Had a little bit of issue there from before by accident. All right. So now that we've got here, right below this box that we just created, let's go ahead and say track matte. And we'll say alpha inverted. And there it goes. So now it doesn't really look like we did anything. But if I take here and we're going to animate its position, say right like this, we'll say position keyframe. And I'm going to bring it back, like maybe right there. I'm going to move it up. Look at that. It's disappeared behind that box, like so. So now what you've got, if I play this back, it kind of drops in there. And you can see there's a little bit of a gap. So I might even cheat this. You can see how there's a gap there. I'm going to grab this shape layer, and I'm going to kind of arrow up a little bit. Right there. So now it looks like it's actually coming from behind your title. All right. Now that we've got that, let's add some realism to this. So we're going to select our keyframes. And we're going to easy ease. So we're going to go to Animation, Keyframe Assistant, Easy Ease, or F9. Okay? And now, let's go ahead and use our graph editor. So next to our timeline, we're going to click on the graph editor. And you've got a couple different animations here. So let's kind of zoom up so we can see what's going on here. Now, this is coming in and then out. So start and finish. It's pretty equal. If I select this, and I'm going to say start. So what this is saying is it's going to start off fast and then end slow. See how that is? Start off fast and slow. Now let's do the same thing with this one. So we're going to start off fast and end slow. That's pretty good. But now let's go ahead though, now that we're done with that, let's click the graph editor to get out of that for a second. And I'm just going to tweak these. I'm just going to bring it back a little bit sooner. Maybe even a little bit sooner than that. Let's try that. Ooh, that might be a little early. Kind of play with it a little bit. That works. I think that will work. Finally, let's go ahead and add some motion blur. We're going to add motion blur simply by clicking the box for each layer that has some animation to it. I'm going to click those boxes because it's right below this icon with the 3 circles. That's for motion blur. And when you do that, this one up here automatically turns on. This one allows you to enable or disable motion blur. It's enabled when it's blue, disabled when it's gray. Now we've got some motion blur, and you can see, look at the blurry edges of the word here. You can see your title gets a little bit blurry here. So now you've got a nice simple text. Make sure you save your work. And that's how to create a simple title in After Effects, using some motion blur, using just animation position with a track mat, right, or a stencil. And what else did we do? Easy ease some keyframes, right? So we've done a few different three or four different things here just to create a very simple animation for a title slate. All right. I hope some of these tricks come in handy for your title in your next project, and I will see you in the next video as we start working on our lower third.